Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today we will be talking about the New York Jets going up against the New England Patriots. Before we get started, just wanted to mention you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. You can also subscribe to the Just Jets podcast wherever it is you get your podcast. New episodes drop every Wednesday. We can talk about the game before, we can preview the upcoming matchup, and all that fun stuff. So after one game, I have some data for you. We're not going off of 2020 numbers. We're going off of 2021. So right now, after 1 week, right now the Jets have the 27th offense in the NFL. The New England Patriots are coming in at 24th. Defensive-wise, both of these teams, pretty good after 1 week. Jets 12th, Patriots 11. So both not so great offenses, both better defenses, at least through these metrics early on in the year. Now, if you want to get into big storylines of the week, well, here you go. Mac Jones versus Zach Wilson. First round quarterback out of Alabama, first round quarterback out of BYU. There's your story. That is the big storyline. And both these quarterbacks, I thought, played well in week one. Zach Wilson, all things considered, finished 54.1% completion percentage, 258 yards, which was a 7.0 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 82.9 rating. 82.9 rating. Mac Jones, 74% completion percentage, 74.4 actually completion percentage, 291 yards, 1 touchdown, no interception, 7.2 yards per attempt, and a 102.6 rating. So both these guys had a really good week. Obviously, Mac Jones was taken in the middle of the first round, where Zach Wilson was taken at the top. But still, these first round quarterbacks are going to be compared throughout their entire careers. That's the way it goes with quarterback draft classes. So especially since they play in the same division, just like it was Sam versus Josh Allen and all that stuff. Well, it's going to be Zach Wilson versus Mac Jones. So we're going to have to get used to this. And hopefully, if things work out for the Jets and if things work out for the Patriots, it'll be Zach Wilson versus Mac Jones for a very, very long time. But this is the first matchup between these two quarterbacks. One of my questions for the New York Jets is, are they going to be able to stop Damian Harris? He rushed for 100 yards and 4.3 yards per attempt in week one against Miami. The Jets allowed Christian McCaffrey to run all over the field. Granted, is Damian Harris the same level of running back as Christian McCaffrey? No, of course not. But I thought the Jets' run defense left a little bit to be desired in week one. I think on paper, this should be one of their better units. I would imagine that the Jets are going to end up at the end of the year on the better end of the spectrum when it comes to stopping the run. They just have to prove it here in week two. They need a bounce back performance. They definitely need Quinnen to be more active in the run game. Foley Fatukasi should come up big here. JFM has been good both ways. So ultimately, it's going to come down to, are they going to be able to stop the run? Because we know that with a rookie quarterback, Bill Belichick's going to try to take it easy. He's not going to have him do too much. I thought that he kind of limited Mac Jones a little bit in week one. I don't know if limited is the right word, but he put him in spots to succeed, which is a good thing. You want him to do that for your young quarterback. So I think they're going to lean on their running game. So for the Jets, it's, okay, how do we stop Damian Harris? I also fully expect the Jets to see a lot of 2 tight end sets. Jonnu Smith had 5 catches for 42 yards. Hunter Henry had 3 for 31. They're going to try to expose the New York Jets in that area because right now, I mean, I guess you're going to put C.J. Mosley over there and maybe Marcus May, but they're going to be without Jamie Sherwood. They signed B.J. Goodson off the street. I don't know if he's going to be able to play this week and of anything significant yet, but he's pretty good in coverage. So maybe he ends up covering tight ends eventually here. But both Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry were paid big money in free agency for a reason. They are tight ends who are very, very good at catching the ball. And what's a young quarterback's best friend? A lot of times the tight end. So I fully expect both of those guys to be in the game and involved in the game plan. Now, from the Jets' perspective, can they improve on their running game? They rushed for just 45 total yards against Carolina. You can't win that way. Just cannot. So I am begging for more Ty Johnson, more Michael Carter, a lot less Tevin Coleman. I just think he looks done. I'm all set giving Tevin Coleman, 10 carries for 2 yards a carry. I'm really all good there. Let's shy away from that if possible. It was giving me flashbacks to Frank Gore up the middle, up the A-gap. So the Jets need to do a better job establishing the run, and hopefully with Morgan Moses in there, it'll be able to do that, which leads me to my next point. The offensive line has to be better. Cannot play the same way that they did in Carolina. The excuse was that they needed time to gel. Elijah Vera Tucker missed time. People were missing time. Well, okay, you had a week together. Now you have another week of practice. So figure it out. You got to figure it out. Moses is going to come in and play on the right side. Fant is going to come in for the injured Becton. Who knows how long Mekhi Becton's going to be out for, but at least with Morgan Moses, he is very, very good in the run game. So I would run it towards the right side now and just pray that Greg Van Roten doesn't get in the way. For my Zach Wilson stat line prediction, I am going to go 21 of 32 for 65.5 yards, 243 yards, which is 7.6 yards per attempt. 1 touchdown, no interceptions. I think they ask him to do a little bit less. I think in a perfect world, in their eyes, they're able to establish the run a little bit more, which is going to obviously help out a young quarterback. We talked about it for Mac Jones. Same thing applies to Zach Wilson. The run game is going to help out your youngster, and you don't want him to have to throw 40 times a game, early on in his career. I think in a perfect world, in their eyes, Wilson's throwing 29 to 32 times a game, somewhere right there in the sweet spot. So I guess it's time for me to make my pick. Last week I went Jets +5. Casey did as well. It was a push. We're going to call that one a push. The line was all over the place. I saw it 5.5, then 5, then 4.5. By the time we recorded that video, it's probably closer to 5. So I will take 5, even though I think I originally said 5.5. So we'll call that a push. Right now it is at 6, and I am reluctantly taking the Jets +6. I think this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a field goal difference. So that's one of the reasons why I'm taking the Jets. And I also think it's going to be a very low scoring game. So my most comfortable bet is placing a bet on the under. But because I think it's going to be a low scoring game, then I'm going to take the Jets +6 as well. Straight up, you know what? If it's a home opener, the Jets squeak out a win. I'll go 20-17 Jets. I'm much more confident on the under, though. Bet the under in this game. I would avoid the against the spread line or the Jets on the money line. I know I technically took that, but I don't love that pick. Let's go to Casey. Who does she like this week? Casey's on the Pats -6, so we'll see if she is on the Patriots and if she is correct, or if me on the Jets is correct. If you are going to the game, I will be there. Green Bean will be there as well. We're actually sitting together. Me, my girlfriend, and Green Bean will be sitting together. Pre-game in the parking lot will be in Lot J. Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7 will be there. I know we're trying to meet up with a bunch of different people, but I'm letting you know right now we'll be in Lot J. And come look for us. We'd love to hang out, talk to you guys, maybe grab a picture or something like that, and just talk shop, chop it up. All that fun stuff. So thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know what you think about this upcoming matchup against the New England Patriots. That's it for me. Subscribe if you're new. I'll talk to you next time.